Hey everybody. Ooh, this is different. I don't know. I'm waiting for a couple of people to come in and we'll start at the 5-minute mark. And this is just a quick check-in with everybody. It's been a while since I've done a video. And there's no excuse except my screen is busted on my laptop and I have to get it fixed and they have to order a special part. So that's in the making. Let me give people a little more time to come in. Just give me a second. Yes. All right, everybody. Burn my incense here. Y'all, this screen is it's not like my regular laptop, so it looks kind of grainy. Just let me know how it looks to you guys when you come on. I love incense, y'all. All right. Just giving people a little more time to come in. And we'll start at the 5-minute mark. Let me know when y'all get on. I see one person in. Just state your name and where you're from, if you want. We are going to start at the 5-minute mark. I did let a couple of people know that I was coming on to do this quick check-in. Just want to see how everybody is doing. What kind of signs y'all been seeing lately? What kind of downloads? I done taken time off of self just to relax and get some things together. That's something we should always do. Take care of ourselves. Take time off of self. Yeah? And I know it's late. Some people are on the West Coast that usually come onto the lives. I try to do it late so that they can catch it, because they're like 2 and 3 hours behind us. So if you're coming in, just go in the chat. Tell me where you're from, your name and where you're from. Okay. I don't know. This is not my regular laptop, y'all. I do not like how it looks. All right, so it's past the 5 minute mark. And again, I just wanted to do a quick check in to see what's going on with everybody. It looks like nobody has come on yet. So we can wait a little longer and wait until the 10-minute mark and see who all comes in. Again, I did tell some people that I was going to come on. If they're free, they'll be on. Okay. So some people have been telling me they've been getting a lot of dreams. They've been seeing a lot of things, more than normal, and I can concur with that. With not with just the dreaming part, because my dreams been coming and going, and it's like little. I've been getting a lot of visions more so, because visions are more so like pictures. So I've been getting a lot of those, um, and seeking clarity on a lot of things. Doing a little bit of work, self love, some healing. Um, I'm believing in the goddess and spirit for some things to come up in the next couple of months. And so that's what I've been working on, working on not being perfect, but working towards perfection, as well as, you know, shedding off some things. And, that's why we be as wise as serpents, because we have to know when to shed off some things, when to get rid of some things. Because when you're trying to grow, see, people get the misconception when it talks about a snake. They grow, so they have to shed in order for them to grow. So basically, when you're trying to grow, sometimes you have to shed off some people. Sometimes you have to look at yourself and see why you were gravitated to them in the first place. And when you see that it does no longer serve your greatest good, you have to know how to shed that skin, know when to cut them off. And a lot of times people worry about how people are going to feel too much if they say, listen, this isn't working for me. This relationship is toxic, whether it be a love interest or just a regular friend. It's not working for me. I'm not growing, and I don't need nobody pulling me down. Sometimes they are so concerned about how that person would feel when they go to cut them off. And sometimes you have to remember this: you have to care about yourself. And if you have children, you have to care about yourself to be in the right state of mind for your children. You cannot worry about what a person who is not serving your greatest good do for you. They no longer serve your greater good. And so don't worry about how they're going to feel because you say you have to cut them off. Hey, everybody. Greetings. And I just asked if anybody come on, just say you don't have to say your name, but where you're from. But I'm just doing a check-in. I've been talking about dreams and visions and stuff like that, and shedding away some things, cutting some people off. When you're going to higher places and you are going into deeper depths of things, sometimes you have to. New York. I love New York. And I'm looking to come there to do some shopping sometime next year. I am coming up there. I have to hit 125th. And it's like when you're preparing yourself to do some things and go up higher, you cannot allow yourself to be distracted. And so what Spirit been dealing with me about is a lot of distractions been going on with the people. We have been so distracted and not really looking at certain things that's coming and not just the events on the TV, because that's another distraction in itself. But when it comes to you and your self growth and how you have to come up to do the things that you're supposed to do, and that can mean anything like, you want your own business. Sometimes you want to start your own business, or if you want to create some things, your creations and your manifestations being distracted by certain people or by certain things that's coming up out of the woodworks. These are things that we have to start paying attention to. Spirit is saying that when you want something, you have to give up something. When you want to become your your higher self, when you want to become who you're supposed to be, because a lot of times, even as children, we see ourselves in a greater state than what we see in the natural, but we see it spiritually. So you already know you have an imprint in your heart, your mind, and everything when you are young to how you should be when you see, you know what I'm saying? You get this vision as a child. And so what Spirit is saying is, when you know that there are some things that you must do and some people you must shed away from, be obedient and cut them off, because they are a distraction to keep you stagnated into a place where you cannot grow. And it's just like when you have roots, when they begin to ground themselves, they become a tree. So there are certain people that will put certain seeds in your life. There's seeds that they drop on in your life. And the more they water it, the more it has roots to grow. And so if you don't see these people for who they are, or these things, it can be things, for what they are or who they are, you become distracted and you become stagnated. And so how can you grow if you're stagnated? Yes, Ashe. So change can only come and be effective when you say no and goodbye. Cut away that string. Y'all, again, I'm going to just say it one more time. This is not my regular computer. I have to get that fixed. So if I look grainy or whatever, I am so sorry. I do apologize. But this is not my regular one, okay? Just in the chat, tell me some things that's been going on with you guys. How have you been? Leeches, exactly. And incubus, yes. Leeches and incubus. And see, that's what they do. They suck on you. They gravitate to you, and they latch onto you, and they suck away your ashe. Your power is drained. Your energy is gone. You don't feel nothing. You see yourself aging. You see yourself, it's almost like a self-destruction. You see? Because when they don't got no vision for themselves, but they see you with a heart, they see you with a mind, and they see that you're smart and you want to do some things, they will leech onto you to drain that from you, to see if that's going to happen for them. But let me tell you something. What I want you all to do when you feel this, I want you to do a cord cutting. Cut them suckers away. Because a lot of you have large visions to do great things. You're supposed to do great things for yourself, for your family, your children. And being stagnated will stop that. Being distracted will stop that. And that's what, see, it doesn't necessarily mean that they know. It's the spirit in them that know. And that's what I try to tell people, even from way back when. I would tell people, always pay attention, not just to the person, but the things they speak. You know what spirit you're dealing with when you listen more and speak less. When they're in your life and they're a distraction, you will know because of the stuff that they speak into your life. You will know what spirit's attached to that person, that by the things that they say to you. And if it is not to build you up, to help you to see this vision come to pass and manifest that you are speaking of for your own life. If it's not to do that, then you got to pay attention to that leech that's attached to you. If it's not to build you for your greatest good, but they're always tearing you down, let me tell you something. There's a difference between a person coming into your life to give you constructive criticism for your betterment. Y'all, let's get these thumbs up. Let's get these likes up. There's a difference from a person who comes to build you than a person who comes to tear you down. If it's always negative, every single time there's a conversation, every time you speak about things that you want to do, it's this vision you have and you just want to share it with them. And it's always to tear you down or to look at the negative in every single aspect. Pay attention to that spirit. Because see, what your spirit and your guides are showing you is that you have to pay attention to people who try to connect with you. Some people come with their own chains. And when they come with their own chains, they come with baggage. They come with all manners, like my sister priestess Asset Rahman says, all manners of fuckery. They come with all of this. And it is for one purpose and one purpose alone, to tear you down, to destroy your vision, and to steer you on another path. And there's a difference with that. So remember this. If you don't take anything away today, take this. Be mindful of the people that's coming into your path, why they're there. Pay attention here. Be slow to speak, quick to hear. It's a scripture. Be slow to speak and quick to hear. Because when you're listening more, then you're paying attention more to see what's coming out of their mouths towards you. You see? And that's exactly what I've been doing, keeping quiet. I realized that I am a builder. Once I build a person up, they ran off on me. So now I am aware of the power within me. I stand clear of them. And you, let me tell you, Lika, okay, when you see that you're a person that's a nurturer and you build people, you strengthen them, you have to be very careful because, in fact, you need to clear your energy a lot. I want you to clear your energy a lot because people will gravitate to you because of the spirit you carry. So they will become leeches. And so when you stay clear of them, you should stay clear of them, but always take time out every day and just cleanse your aura. You can sage it. You can use your incense, whatever, but cleanse your surroundings. And they will tell you, but we have to listen. Very true. I didn't believe in the first couple of times, but now I know. Oh, yes. And listen, I used to tell people that when you are going into a certain place and it's all these different people that's coming in with you, but people see you and they are attracted to your energy. And they come to you and they just start talking and start telling you stuff and start doing this and start doing that. Always ask spirit, why is this person attached to me? I mean, why are they coming to me? All of these people. You know why? Because you carry something that a spirit in them notices. That's how you can go into a place and you've never seen people before, or you may have seen it through deja vu, and you know that you've seen this person before, but you don't know why. You go in there and you begin to speak to them, and spirit begins to give you messages for this particular person. It's the same thing. It's a spirit that you saw. You remember this person, right? It's a memory. So you begin to talk to this person and start saying things. And then as you're speaking to them, stuff starts to manifest. Spirits begins to tell you things, and you begin to tell them stuff. And it's, guess what? It's resonating. It's resonating. And they know, okay, why is this lady telling me these things? It's the same thing. When people come and they are attracted to your aura, or they're drawn to your aura, they're drawn to your energy, always pay attention to what they say and how they say it, because there is a spirit driving them to tell you certain things or speak certain things to you. And you know it's always true to try spirit by spirit. Try spirit by spirit. You know if it's true or not. You know if it's from a past, a future, or if it's something that's future, you probably never heard it before, but you will know because it will resonate with you. Let me see. The pandemic have changed my life for the better. It gave me time to sit, research, and think. Yes. And there's so much information out here, y'all, that we have not really been paying attention to. Tanisha Lachelle. Okay. What does it mean when a lot of people can't stand you without knowing you? It's a spirit you carry, baby. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, because y'all, let's get the lights up. If they don't like you and don't know you, and you've never done anything to them, you've never been around them, for them not to like you, trust me when I tell you, it's something in them that doesn't agree with something in you. And if what you are walking with is more of a light, they say darkness and light can't be in one place. So they'll start to act out as in they don't like you or they can't stand you. But they don't know anything about you. You've never done anything to them. You've never done. And sometimes, to be honest, when you meet up with people or you know them and they dislike you for no particular reason, sometimes it's a past life situation that's going on. It can be family members. It can be friends. It can be something from the past life. But when you're talking about not knowing you, they might not know you here, but they could have known you in the past life, and then it was something that happened then. And even if not, it's a past life situation. It's just the fact that you carry a light inside of you, and it's clashing. It's clashing with them. So thank Goddess if they can't stand you and you didn't do anything to them. Let them go about their business and you go about yours and continue to create great things in your life like you should. So tell me, guys, what has been going on? Because this really was a check-in. You are so welcome, Tanisha. And again, if y'all been paying attention to your signs, paying attention to what's going on around you, paying attention to your numbers, paying attention to animals, paying attention to certain people gravitating to your energy. Oh, Vera. Hey, Kalisha. Now I know why I randomly woke up. I was meant to see this. Hey, Mama. Good to see you. How are you? I am well. This is not my regular laptop. I've been saying that over and over. I sound like a broken record, so it may not have the same quality as my regular one, but I needed to come on here and do this check, and I missed you guys. Okay. The spirits be at war sometimes, and we don't even know. Yes, they do. Spirits be at war also when it's in. Listen, that's why it's so important when you have, say it could be a love interest. It could be somebody that's in your life that you are in a relationship with, but there's always a war going on between the two of you. And even when it's supposed to be a compatible relationship, it's something going on in the realm of the spirits. Yes, I did miss you guys. And let me tell you, when there's spirits at war, there can be even, ancestors at war with this person that they're trying to show you, we don't want you with this person. We don't want you with this person. And you keep bucking against the grain, and certain things keep happening in the relationship, and it keeps going like that. And you don't know why, but it's because your guides are saying, we're putting up these blockers. Why aren't you paying attention? Why don't you listen? Spirits are at war. Your ancestors at war. Your guides are at war with their guides. All kind of stuff going on in the realm of the spirit. When you sit back and you just and pay attention, you'll see. I started feeling so much gratitude. I accepted that I don't make mistakes. I don't make mistakes. They were lessons for me to learn. I'm able to manifest new things in my life. I'm so happy. How do I thank my ancestors? Honey, let me tell you, if you already have an ancestor altar, then you get yourself and set up a nice, simple ancestor altar, and you begin to connect with them. Begin to write down on papers little things what you have gratitude for, and you just place it on there. It is so important. Or you can burn them once it hits the ethers, but I would wait until you connect with them. When you connect with them, you put your glass of water up there, you start to see bubbles and stuff like that, there's activity on the altar. You want to start burning some incense for them. You want to put some fresh flowers on there, and you want to just start connecting with them and show gratitude, because they've been putting up a lot of blockers for you, setting up boundaries for you. Because see, there's a thing called destiny. They have had some destiny for you since you were a child. You got some ancestors that you never even known that looking out for you, but it's in your blood. And so they set up blockers. They don't block a lot of relationships. You sitting there wondering why the relationships went down south. It's because they were putting up blockers. They didn't want you with certain people. Continue to listen and connect with them. The energy has been crazy. Life has been flowing wonderfully, but my gosh, people are acting a damn fool. Yes, they are. We want to see. Listen, one of the downloads I got not too long ago from spirit, that I just heard a bunch of sirens. It was abnormal, because it was just like a bunch of them going off. And spirit said real peacefully, pay attention, because you about to see some stuff. People are going to be losing their minds because they have no roots, no ground. They are not grounded in anything. So they're going to and fro here and there. Their minds are all over the place. They can't make up their mind what they want to do, where they want to go. It's going to be crazy. And that's why it's so important for us to stay grounded, stay connected to spirits. Continue to watch these signs, all of the rain and stuff that we're getting. The earth is cleansing herself. Listen, she's cleansing herself. A lot of things are coming down the pipeline. And listen, if you're not grounded in something, you're going to be washed out, just like a baby getting, thrown out with the bathwater. So burn some ancestor, and yes, and definitely burn some ancestor money. And listen, that is important too. I be making it rain, like Priestess also said. I be making it rain for my ancestors. You are so welcome. Hey, daughter Olivia. Both of my daughters on here, Kiki and Olivia. Okay. Oh yeah, literally losing their mind. When this download came to me about the sirens, and I mean, just, it was either police sirens, and it was ambulance, it was something, but it was EMS. It was a bunch of sirens just going off, and I'm in meditation and hearing this, and I heard spirit plain as day. Pay attention. You about to see some things. That lightning in the sky, it be looking pretty, but I'll be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. But I'm telling you, it's like Just pay attention. Pay attention. Oh, and people who have wronged you, lied on you, and all of that, pay attention to things that going to start happening now. Pay attention. People still think they could lie and not get caught. Shaking my head. Yeah, they think they can. Just pay attention to them now. Watch now. And if they have not, there are some of you, there are people that should have come and apologized to you for things that they've said and done for your demise. And because they were not obedient and come to you and make this thing right. I don't care if it's saying sorry or asking for forgiveness. If they've never done it, pay attention to them. Pay attention to them and to things that's going to be coming down the pipeline for them. You know why? Because some of us do things genuinely from the heart. Y'all, let's get your likes up. Let's get your likes up. We got 10 people and 5 likes. So now we got 11 people. Let's get the like buttons up, please. So pay attention to when you genuinely try to help people. You care about them. You want nice things for them. And you've given them your last. Some of you have given people your last. And they have, how could I say it for better words, pissed on you. And it was all from your heart because of the love and the kindness the Spirit is saying, there's coming a time, no more nice. Let your no be no and your yes be yes. This is what we're getting ready to get into. Spirit and your ancestors are saying, before you do anything for anyone, seek counsel if you should or not. If you should help or not help. If you should go and not go, because the things that are about to come down the pipeline, where we were talking about just now, people about to lose their mind, literally lose their mind. You don't want to get caught in a crossfire. So that's what Spirit is saying. Seek counsel before you do anything. Hey, Lady Owl, this is definitely justice season. And yes, it is justice season. I've been hearing that in meditation. Justice reigns. Justice reigns on your behalf. I was in meditation just the other day and I heard it. Justice reigns on your behalf. Okay, Kalisha says, yeah, I know, walk in my spiritual truth. I don't entertain nonsense anymore. Spirit is in my ear constantly. And you know, Spirit in your ear constantly for a lot of things because they're giving you instructions. They're giving you instructions, Kalisha. So pay attention to those instructions. Pay attention to those guidance. You know, a lot of times our spirit guides come to us and we miss it, but they'll send another message. It may come differently, but they're going to bring it. Lika says, hey, I'm waiting for karma to kick my enemies in the butt. I had to pray for forgiveness because I had a bad day and prayed for death for them. So I definitely had to make it right. You know, a lot of times when we are in our emotions, it's not the best time to react. A lot of times you got to sit back and just say, wait a minute. Before I say something that might come back to haunt me, let me pay attention. Let me see. Because there's a reason people do some of the things that they do in the first place. Sit back and evaluate, assess the situation, and then you'll know what you have to do then. But if they are repeatedly and repetitively doing things to hurt you, doing things, talking behind your back, say what you got to say. Let your guys take care of it. Because when I tell you, the reason why I said earlier, pay attention to people who you have helped, who you have loved, who you have tried to do things for, and they come and they piss on you. Pay attention to what happens to them, because if it was from your heart, you don't have to say anything. You just say, okay, well, I learned a lesson from that. I'm going to go do what I got to do and just leave them alone and move, keep it moving. And just watch and pay attention to what happens to them. I mean, I'm telling you, it's just, like you say, karma, but what goes around does come back around. Like Priestess says, that pendulum does swing back. So pay attention. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Oh, Kalisha says, yes, extremely clear instructions. Spirit is not playing. Spirit is not playing. Spirit is not playing. Spirit is getting us ready for a lot of things that's coming through. And we don't want to miss it. So every step you take, I'm telling you, it's almost like taking baby steps. When you go about your day to do things, whether it be for family, friends, yourself, whatever, take your time and pay attention to all of your surroundings. It's almost like you're saying, when you walk down the stairs, I'm walking down the stairs. When you go out the door, I'm going to the left. It's almost like that. This is how you have to pay attention to your movements, because spirit is getting you ready for something and you don't want to miss nothing. A lot of times we do things, we get out of here and we just rush into do things without paying attention to our surroundings. Pay attention to your surroundings the next couple of months, because we are going to see a lot of things. Okay. So a lot of times we are moving so fast, y'all, that we are not taking the time to sit back. Some people drop their karma off on the crossroads so they feel no karma. Karma coming back, sweetie. No matter where, Lika, no matter where they've dropped anything off at. Some people go through life with a hard heart. And the only way you can put your karma somewhere at the crossroads and think that your life is okay is when you walk around with a hard heart. It's like iron. Y'all, let's get the lights up. When you see people doing that, it's because they don't want to feel any kind of effect. They want to put everything out there and think nothing is coming back. But see, stuff is coming back. Oh, stuff is coming back. I worry no more when people lie on me, talk about me behind my back, say things that they don't have no idea about. I don't worry about them anymore. You know why? Because it's like this. I do what I have to do. And if it's to take care of my children, it is to take care of my children. I try to pay my bills. It's not always like that. But let me tell you something. If you continuously worry about how people feel about you, what they say about you, it's the same thing like we talked about before, distractions. Care less. Walk your walk, talk your talk, do your do. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. And let people talk, because that's what they're there to do. That scripture that says your enemies be your footstool. Listen, you know why they your footstool? Because they cause you to step up above them, to reach your goals, to do the things that you need to do. You know why there's a table prepared in the presence of your enemies? It's a table prepared in their presence because they need to see exactly the stuff that's laid out before them. Okay? It's laid out before them because there's nothing that they can do or say that's going to stop what's coming to you. Because what belongs to you is yours. Whatever is for you is for you. So there's a table that's prepared in their presence so they can eat the tough crow that they put out there for you. Let me see. Somebody says, knowing American opulence. She doesn't yet. Oh, I have a massive loss in family with losing a lot of male figures, and other half have waxed up, and I'm in the middle trying to keep my head straight, shaking my head. We can talk about that. There's a reason certain things are going on with the males. To be honest, I have to be honest. There's a reason a lot of things are going on with the males. But we'll talk about that later. You know how to get in touch with me, Mama. When I tell you that you are speaking exactly what is happening, everything, the synchronicities, numbers, the people whose behavior is being revealed, the people I know communicate with. Yes, I know. I heard it for you. I heard it for you. Yo, let's get the likes up. I keep saying it because it has, I do that. And I do want y'all to like, share, and subscribe to the channels. If you haven't yet, thank you so much. And also, I want to thank you guys for the readings. And the reason why when I tell y'all to put the whatever reading you want, whether it's a psychic reading or a deceased loved one reading, to also add the spiritual advisory, is because there's a lot of advisory that guides bring through in your readings. And if you just want a plain psychic reading, yeah, I still go ahead and give some of the advisory, but it's more better if you include that, then I know that that's what you need. You see what I'm saying? So that's how we get it. I thank you guys for all of that. I thank you for going on Etsy for the products. I thank you so much. I thank you all for everything that you've been doing. It's very appreciative. I'm telling you, it's very appreciated. Same with the males in my family too. Yes, there's a reason. A lot of things are going on with the males. Y'all, some of our men have to start taking better care of themselves. Some of them have to come clean with some things that they've done. Some of them need to ask for forgiveness for some of the things that they have done. Some of them have to, recognize the disrespect that they have given. And a lot of times, because it's our people, because I know how that is. I'll go hard for some of my people. But when we recognize some of the things that they do, we got to check them on it. Because sometimes we can save their lives by telling them the truth, telling them how to get certain situations taken care of. A lot of them are very arrogant and disobedient, and they're not going to listen to the instructions that you give them. You could pull them aside 1,000 times, but they'll hear it from a stranger and pay attention quicker than they will listen to us. And it's the truth. But the males, a lot of them are being taken off the planet for a lot of things. Some of them were good people. They didn't do anything, but it's still some stuff on the inside that needed to be taken care of, that had not been taken care of. And it's things that they needed to do themselves. Some come for a little short time, and we have to make peace with that. But there's some of them that are going early, and they're leaving here too early, too young, because of disobedience. If it's I'm sorry, say it. Say it. I apologize. It doesn't make them less than a man to say, I'm sorry, to say, I apologize, I was wrong. But a lot of times when they don't do it, it turns into strokes, blood clots, cancer, all kinds of stuff because of disobedience. And it's a form of karma because we're dealing, remember, with Saturn. We're dealing with Saturn. There's an aspect of Saturn that's death. And if we don't get back to worshiping Saturn like we were supposed to be, we are supposed to worship Saturn. There's a mutual respect for her. If you begin to do it, you will see a difference. Trust me. And people can look at you crazy. They can look at you weird because you're doing certain things. But listen, everything is not for everybody. But when that pendulum swings back and they begin to see some of the very things that you've told them, they will come to you. And that's your opportunity to say, this is what you need to do. There are going to be some people that you least expect to come to you and ask you for guidance because they're starting to see things. Remember, y'all, we're about to see a lot of things come down this pike line. A lot of things. And it's going to be stuff that would be, oh my God, like Priestess says, clutch your invisible pearls. However, it's coming for a reason. Everything is coming back. There's been, and in the age of Pisces, we had a lot of stuff cast over us, guys, all these spells. And now that we are waking up from the water and we're getting, it's a lighter frequency. A lot, your eyes are going to be open to a lot more things. And you're going to be seeing a whole lot of stuff. And remember, that's the downloads I've been getting. Pay attention. Lika, how can we help countries like Haiti spiritually? Is there a way to put those spirits to rest, the ones they call to help with the French Revolution? The one thing that you can do is to me, you can speak a word of prayer for them over there, that they would they would get into divine alignment with a lot of things. You can do that. But you see, it's almost like we have to come together as a whole. You see, and a lot of people have to wake up to do that, to get the extent of the energy that we need. So you can say a prayer for them and keep it moving. Light a little white tea light candle, whatever you want to do in reference to them. But don't put all of your energy on it, because a lot of stuff is happening because there's a lot of things they haven't done. It happened today with DJ. The DJ guy I have known for years, but never really spoke properly. He told me he needed to hear the things I said to him. I'm glad you see, and that's confirmation. That's confirmation. So that's how people will come to you, and they'll be starting to come to you and asking you, is something different about you? What is so different about you? And you can begin to tell them, see, this is what works for me. Now, it may or may not work for you, but this is what works for me. And that's because they're going to come to you for instruction. See, a lot of people lost and they're looking for guidance. Would it help the men if they garden more and commune with the earth more? That's part of it. That's a big start. That's a huge start to start connecting with nature. And a lot of things, a lot of them have been reckless with their mouths. A lot of them have been reckless with their mouths, and they need to find a way in their hearts to apologize, to ask for forgiveness. Even things to the goddess is certain things that they need to do in order for them to be healed, in order for them to see clearly. A lot of them, their minds is all over the place. But we're supposed to have a sound mind. But when you're doing all manners, like my priestess says, all manners of fuckery, you don't see what you need to do. Because you're too busy in arrogance, the ego, women, money, drugs, whatever the case may be. Yes, Priestess Outside Ramen said we should mind our business. She did a video about why an advisor don't fix the race issue. She broke it down. Yes, she did. Oh, yes, she did. Yes, she did. She did break that down. I love that video, and I just literally spoke with her today. But to truth be told, a lot of things we are trying to put on ourselves, and it's only going to be a heavy weight for us. You can say a prayer, speak some positive things pertaining to certain people, and keep it moving. You did your part. You did your part. But as a collective, until the collective comes together like this, it will be like this. And you can be a million people on this side trying to get them to come over here, but they have to be willing to come. It's like that leading that horse to water, but you can't make them drink. There's a lot of things going on in different countries that is just ridiculous. And it's not our place to try to fix it. They have to fix their own shit. And we have to fix ours. Now, we come together and we begin to become on one accord to do things together so that we can shift things for ourselves. But we have to be with the same mind. But we can't continue to worry about what they got going on over there because they got to come together as a collective themselves. Do their own work. That there are some things they need to do themselves. Say a prayer, keep it moving. That's all we can do sometimes. And then sometimes when you begin to pray for people and they're so disobedient, Spirit will tell you stop. Now, some people will tell you, oh, that's a lie. Spirit would never tell you to stop praying for people. Oh, yes, Spirit will tell you stop praying for that. Especially if it's a certain thing that you're continually asking Spirit to do for certain people. If you're asking Spirit over and over and over and over and over, the God sure will tell you stop. Because it comes a point in time when people have to say, I got to look at myself and change things about myself. Until they do, you are basically praying amiss, in vain. You speak what you have to say. You ask Spirit to do certain things with them, and you leave it there. You leave it there, and you begin to thank Spirit for gratitude. Ask the Goddess for gratitude. That's it. Thank you for gratitude. Thank you for that person changing their lives. Thank you for that person seeing themselves for who they truly are. That's that. But when Spirit tell you to stop praying for people or stop doing this or stop saying that, it's a reason. It's a reason. Because everything you do when it comes out of here, breath, spirit is breath. Breath is spirit. It's energy. And if you're wasting your energy over and over and over and over, you doggone right, Spirit gonna tell you, shh, stop. And it can be generational that the males are catching in this generation. Yeah, it can be generational. It can be generational. It can be generational curses. It can be contracts. Oh, yes, Spirit does. Yes, Spirit does. Spirit will tell you what you need to hear. Spirit will always tell you what you need to hear. And sometimes, again, it's not always what we want to hear. Like Kalisha said, it's what you need to hear. You know, it's like, and Spirit is, I will be channeling. Let me get some water, y'all. But it's like, I hear Spirit say, it's like telling people to stop going somewhere. And they keep on going. They keep on going. And the first thing I'm going to say, oh, just forgive me, forgive me. Oh, Spirit, forgive me. God, forgive me, forgive me. But you keep going. You keep going. You keep going. That you're disobedient and you go, there's a car accident. It just missed you like that. That's a sign for you to listen and stop going. Stop doing it. Spirit will tell you. You know, there's people that literally pray for other people to get sick to their stomach when they smoke cigarettes or drink alcohol. And it can happen. Be dealing with that person. And sometimes they listen and sometimes they won't listen. But if you have to puke, you want to have a good time and drink, a witness of that. And you know you shouldn't do it. Spirit telling you, stop doing it. It's not normal for you to puke up your stomach lining. But you're going to still drink because you want to have a good time and you want to die. You 40 something, 30 something, 20 something, you're living like a 60-year-old and you keep on drinking, you want to die. Stop smoking them cigarettes when you got emphysema. Why should we continue to pray for you for that? When you already know spirit dealing with you, when you got a disease, a kidney disease, you got a liver disease, you got a lung disease, you got cancer, and you still puffing on it, smoking, and we supposed to pray for. It says my connection is not. Listen, that's how I know I'm channeling, because I also come in your shadow self to tell you what you need to hear. Shadow self will also tell you what you need to hear, especially if you've been asking spirit to show you who you really are. Shadow, you begin to see things. Now, when you begin to see things about yourself that you don't even like about yourself, it's your shadow revealing itself. You need to receive it, accept it, know how to yin and yang, merge it, not indulge, but know how to balance. That's the word I'm looking for, balance. Sometimes it just sits there saying, thank you. Over time to waste. I have grown so much that I am now grateful for the bad things that happened. They had to. Sometimes things happen to get us to see things clearly in the right direction, even if it happened to be something that you wish did not happen. It happened because it was the only way that you will be able to see with your eyes clearly. That's why I tell people pain is not there just to hurt you. Pain is there to help you realize that you can still feel. In spirit, you know it. Addictions, that's it. And Kalisha says, yeah, my connection is a mess all of a sudden. You're dropping gems. It's just the phone dropped like 4 times. And she was like, I didn't do that. I said, neither did I. But that's what happens when you're getting through to people. Because anytime people seeking out instructions or directions and they come to you for a reading or come to you and ask you a question because they can't see their way clearly, it's something that they know they need. And when you need something, and it's going to be words that to encourage you, but also sometimes like a two-edged sword, to cut away stuff, to purify some things that to be purified inside of you. When it is to give you what you need, a lot of times spirit works against that. I mean, not spirit, but spirits. Y'all know what I mean. Retrograde. Lika said retrograde. Yes, that can be true too. Now, I'm hearing spirit say, trust. A lot of you have been asking spirit to show you things again. And when you see it, whether it be through dream, through vision, through signs, when you see it, spirit say, trust that you are seeing it, because it's time for things to be turned around for you. It's time for things to be turned around, so you can't keep going in the same cycle as you have been for a long time. It's time to shift. When you used to go to the right, spirit is saying now it's time for you to come this way. Ashe. Yes, we have to pour into those genuinely. If they just come in to see, well, let me see what this crazy one going to say. And I'm going to tell you something. There are people that will literally come to you just to see if you nutty. Spirit will let you know that. Spirit will let you know, don't tell them nothing. You know, there are some people that think, is that my own thought? No, it's not your own thought. And you know what else Spirit will say? Spirit will say, ask them what the Lord said. Ask them what God said. Spirit will tell you that. And it's not it's a test in a way, but it's also because some people come just to test you to see what you're going to tell them. How to cut the cord and not look back. Now, that is something that takes determination. And why I say determination. There's all sorts of cord cutting rituals. But this is a plain and simple way to cut a cord. Ignore phone calls, block, and keep it moving. Say your last goodbyes. Be adamant. Be adamant about what you want to do. And it's just like cold turkey. Stop drinking, stop smoking. Cold turkey. Sometimes there are some relationships you have to cold turkey cut off. And you must always ask for guidance. You must always ask for instructions. Because I'm going to tell you, there are some people you have to slide your hands out of the lion's mouth slowly. So you begin with not always texting back so quickly. And then you begin with drawing back your energy, calling back your energy, all of the energy that you pushed out there. Call it back to yourself. And there's a lot of different cord cutting rituals. But to be honest, rituals work when you truly believe that they're going to work, and you cannot doubt anything. You cannot speak negative about them. So the way I'm telling you is one of the easiest ways, in a sense, because even when you begin to do your rituals to cord cut, that person can show resistance and continue to come at you. But you must stand strong and firm on what you say you want. And piece by piece, you pull your hands out of the lion's mouth and do not look back. You know, it's like this. Once it's here, what you need to do, yes, I like calling back my energy too. Once it's in here and your spirit has left the situation, because I'm going to tell you, before you physically can leave a situation, your spirit can leave a situation. If your spirit leaves a situation before you do physically it's going to be easy, because there's it's nothing holding you there, because your spirit left the situation. When that happens, you're just mainly there. You're just existing. And to cut away will be easy because it's soul ties. So that's what I'm hearing spirit say. It's soul ties that you want to get away from and not look back. So when it's something like that, yeah, that's a good crystal. When it's something like that, trust me, it's easier. And you wear that crystal on you. But begin to step by step slide your hands out of the lion's mouth. If at one point in time you used to text back all the time, stop doing that. Say yes and mean yes. Say no and mean no. Tell them, and sometimes you have to just make it plain as day. I am changing and you're still the same. You're still doing the same things. You're being the same way. We've been going through this and doing this for years. And I'm changing. Now, sometimes that's going to shift the person to change. And sometimes they will leave on their own. I've had asked Spirit before several times. And now I know that I have a guy that will just blow stuff up anyway. However, I said, if this person is not for me, rather it could be a platonic relationship. It can be not just romantic. But if this person is not for me, move them. I have never, ever failed to see that person go if they're not supposed to be there. And that's on everything I love. If I ask Spirit to move people, if they don't mean me no good, Spirit will move them. Spirit will move them. But that comes with a connection. You have to wean yourself off them slowly. It takes time. Sometimes they don't want to leave. Yes, sometimes they don't want to leave. But if you ask Spirit to move people, if they don't mean you no good, Spirit will do it. My ex-husband, it didn't take 3 months for Spirit to move my ex-husband out of my life. And see, when you speak, when you ask, trust. When you ask Spirit to do it, trust that Spirit is going to do it. And Spirit will move them. And let me tell you, when Spirit moves them, they'll go on about their business. And you will be like, what happened to so-and-so? They ain't calling me no more. They ain't talking no more. You wanted that. So allow them to go. Ashe. Let them go. Spirit will do it. Trust me on that one, y'all. And you know why? Because if they don't mean you no good, your guides are going to put up boundaries of protection, hedges around you, because they already know this person don't mean you no good. One time I was laying back and I was talking to this guy from Boston, and we were on the phone. And all of a sudden I zoned in. And as I'm on the phone with him, I said, there is a guy with a scar on the left side of his face. He don't mean you no good. The man said, who are you and who sent you? I said, excuse me? He said, how you know that's somebody that I know? And he's in Boston. And I'm in the South. But Spirit was getting another message to him about the same person that he already knew that was not good for him. He's been getting warnings. He used to tell me stories about this person, but never gave a name. Never tell me, how the person looked or anything. But he would just give me stories about this person. The whole time, it's the same person with a scar on the left side of his face that wasn't no good for him. And then as I'm sitting there and I'm talking to him, Spirit said, and tell him there's a woman that comes to his house and she's a thief. Him baby mama come to the house. When he fall asleep, she go into the wallet, steal money. Becky, never too late. Never too late. You right on time. Indeed, what happens after you ask Spirit to help is always blatantly obvious. If you don't listen, then Spirit will make them act up. I would say act up, but let me tell you, when you do ask Spirit, you wait for it. It be blatantly, it do be obvious, but you wait for it. Because see, sometimes they'll still come, they'll still call, they'll still nag you and everything, but you're the type of people that's been in your life for several years. It's a soul connection. It's a soul tie. Soul tie. When it's a soul tie, there's other things that you have to do. Yes, you ask spirit to move them if they don't mean you any good, but there's things that you have to back away from. They always do something that shows their true colors. Yeah, they do. And when they show you their true colors, see it. And you fall back. Just fall back. Begin to fall back. And they'll notice that too. They'll notice that you fall back. But you know why you do it? Because when you're close, you don't see your enemy. Sometimes you have to come back from that enemy so you can see them clearly. And trust me, they always reveal themselves. That's like you said, true colors. They always show their true colors. But you fall back. You take back your energy. You pull back your ashe. You ignore phone calls if you want to ignore phone calls. It's your phone. Ashe, it is 111. You don't have to pick up your phone if you don't want to, and you don't have to text back if you don't want to. It's when you begin to see that it's something that you have to do yourself, you begin to pull back. Because remember, if your spirit has left the situation, all it means is that you're just existing anyway. Remember that, guys. It is what it is. Sometimes you just have to pull back on your own. Anybody have any questions? Mercury time. And it says it's Mercury time, y'all. It says Mercury time. Okay. So, orange calcite helps cut ethereal cords. It is an amazing crystal. You're more than... Yes, it is an amazing crystal. I love it. And I need to get me a piece. Because also, you can do a cord cutting spiritual bath. It's a black walnut bath. You can look it up, but you black walnut bath and use that as a cord cutting. And sometimes you can put your orange calcite in the water to charge the water to do spiritual baths as well with your candles. These are spiritual baths to do certain things. But I'm telling you, when you cord cut, you must be firm. Because like I told a woman one time, I told her she wanted to know how to get rid of somebody. And she went to some people and got some hot foot powder, put it in the main pathway or whatever. It didn't work. First of all, it's not going to work because one, you still keep communication going on and leading the man on. How are you going to cut a soul tie like that? You have to cut off communication and do it and mean it. And mean it. But when I tell you that you have to slide your hand up the lion's mouth, but you can't lay with the person and say you don't want them. Where they do that at? You can't put the hot foot powder in his pathway or in his shoes and say you don't want him. And then when he call you, you say, well, let's go out to dinner. Because you hungry, then you go get something to eat. How? So sometimes people will stop talking to you because you tell the truth. If you want me to lie to you, I cannot. It's not in me. I can't lie. If you want me to lie, it's not going to happen. I'm going to tell you the truth. All of them laughing at me. It's the truth. But I'm gonna just get some candles and get some do what I say candle, do what I say stuff. Okay, so then you will put a spell on the man now. So how in the heck he gonna get away from you now? If you're gonna do as I say, you want to control him. Stupid. Do you recommend sleeping with crystals to Balm? Yes. Yes. Sleeping with crystals under your pillow, sleeping with crystals. I sometimes keep them on me, and you do it for a period of time. I say almost a month, and you do connect with them. It's beautiful, and then you can charge them too. So you can charge them either in the moon. Some, you look it up and see what crystals you can charge in the moon, and there's some you can charge in the sun. You can cleanse them. You can smoke them out. Everything, but you sleep with them, and you will connect with them. Some of that can be root work if you depend with the it can be root work when you say do as I say, and you know and fuss with him until you get him to do what you want him to do. Fuss with him. You ask him for 10. You could ask a man for $10,000, and then if he said no, I don't got it, then you try to you close your legs up until he give you that dang old money, and then you turn around next week and say I don't want you no more. That's just fuckery. Wow, it's been buffering and phone dying, so I cannot hear this. Ugh. It's the connection, y'all know, because when spirit begins to move and you start channeling, spirits and electricity work together. If they don't want something to come through, or they don't want a word to get through for a certain person, or to give some encouragement or to give some enlightenment, it's going to start doing that. The computer is going to act up, the connection is going to act up, all of it is going to act up. I'm used to it. I be filing my nails while it's buffering. So let me see. I love crystals inside my pillows. I use them for positive dreams. Yes, I like angel light for positive dreams. I've used amethyst before, but I kind of really connect with angel light. Yeah, I realize they speak to you. My bismuth showed me that I need to communicate with my crystals. They had a lot thing, especially the ones I had the longest. Vita, what is your sign? What is your sign, Vita? Your zodiac sign. Crystals, you can communicate with them. Just like you can communicate with trees. You can go and sit down by the water. And when you sit by the water, you can get messages. You can channel messages. Your crystals do the same thing, especially ones that you really, really resonate with. Some people just buy a bunch of crystals. When you really, really resonate with certain ones, so you Libra sign, Virgo moon, so your moon sign is earth sign. Okay, I figured that. And your Libra that's the air sign. Okay, it makes sense. Another air, yeah. Okay, but I knew there was some earth in there. You couldn't tell me that your earth sign wasn't your sun sign. But like Priestess Austin says, your moon sign is your true self, it's your shadow side. So you communicate with crystals because those are a form of earth element. And you get messages through them. That's a good thing. I love that. I can go out into nature and I can post messages just being out there. Anybody else got any questions? Again, I want to thank you all and, for your subscriptions. Thank you for your likes. Y'all know that I do have a goal. I want to get to that 1,000 or more. And y'all are helping me. So thank you so much. Yes, I now understand why Libra horoscope don't resonate so much. Yeah, it's that Virgo. That's what I see when I hear you anything you say, I see the Virgo. My mother was a Virgo. Corinne. Okay, let's see. I am a Scorpio ascendant. Oh, I'm a Scorpio too. Scorpio ascendant. You are a beautiful soul. You are a beautiful soul. Thank you so much. Yes, Lady Owl, just email me. You have a beautiful soul as well. All of you do. All of you. Anybody else have any questions? Tanisha, yep, you a Scorpio ascendant too? Now, my sun sign is a Capricorn. My moon sign is Leo. But it's something about that Scorpio too. I dated a Scorpio guy one time. That's all I'm going to say. Aries moon. Ooh, you got 5 moon like Priestess Set. I think her moon is Aries. Is her moon Aries? I think her moon is Aries. Are there any gemstones that could help me stay grounded that you know of? There are many. What's your Becky? What's your sun sign? You got Aries. Kiki, you got, oh yeah, you do have an Aries moon. When you cover, I am currently going by when Spirit says energies are high, but is there a calendar I could use? You can get the moon calendar, or do you have the Cometa calendar also? Red Jasper, Libra ascendant. Okay, Becky. I'm hearing labradorite. Bloodstone is good too. I like bloodstone. I'm hearing labradorite. Do you have any labradorite? I'm telling you, that's all I could hear is labradorite. Red jasper is a good one too. And it is heavy. It is heavy. But so I'm seeing labradorite. But I do like bloodstone because I have bloodstone also. The good fire signs. Yeah, I'm hearing labradorite. Get a nice piece of labradorite. You see, Vita says red jasper makes me so honest with myself. That's pretty good. Sometimes you have to be honest. You are so welcome, sweetie. You are so welcome. Yeah, I do like bloodstone too. It's nice. I got a little small, like a spear, about that big right there, bloodstone, and some what is it, moss? What is it called, Kiki? Something moss. I have another one like this. There's some good healings now. Depending on where you are, Becky, you probably have some good crystal shops there. But I went on this site called Healing Stones, and then I had some places on Etsy that I went to. Some of them are very expensive. Mossagate. I got Mossagate too. And Bloodstone, like this. And then I got a big, it's a labradorite I got up there. I know it's like this big. It's huge. But it's nice. I keep them all on my green Mossagate. That's it. Green Mossagate. If someone has been experiencing insomnia and anxiety just before sleeping, that will help with the energy right now, with this energy right now. Yes. See, I think, to be honest, guys, we've all had our sleep patterns off the chart. I think everybody has. I have been up all night sometimes. That's why I tell y'all it was me taking time for self, because there was really no excuse why I didn't come on here. I like my laptop so much that I didn't want to use this one because I don't like how it looks. Like I look grainy from what I'm looking at. And so I could have been did this, but it was like almost I'm like, you know what? I miss my people. Let me just get on here. I don't care how it looks. But I've been up all night. A lot of us have been up. Sometimes I don't go to bed until like 3, 4, 5 o'clock. And I do work. Like I do, spiritual work and stuff like that, just for myself and my children. When I'm up like that, I do my candles, or I'll do, just some work. Work. Okay, clear course for deep knock for sleep knocks me the hell out. Clear quartz is an amplifier tool. So if you're using it to help you rest, it's an amplifier. But if you are full of anxiety and stress, it's the amplifier. So it's going to amplify that too. But everybody's sleep patterns have been off. If you have insomnia, I'm telling you, you get some nice like chamomile tea or something like that, or some lavender, to calm you and just rest. Sometimes you won't probably go into deep sleep, but take that time and just go into meditation and begin to connect with spirit, because spirit's giving a lot of instructions. I want you to pay attention to them. Earth element have 2 crystals. Yeah, earth element is crystals. It's an earth element. Vita. Yeah, mine has been mess. Hence, me seeing this video. It's 6:26 a.m. in UK. I woke up just before 5 for no reason. Really? Oh, I forgot you are over there. I forgot you're over there. I see, that makes sense. So using Hermicura diamond with it is a double amplification. Yes, I'm sure. Let me see, Becky. Lemon balm helps with anxiety. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. See, and this is what I like. Y'all are actually helping each other as well, saying stuff on, giving people advice and stuff like that. This is appreciated. That's why I like doing the lives, because you're able to interact with one another. I think it was one live, another girl was telling another one about her fibroids, what to take for them. And then one of my other young ladies, one of my sisters, she was calling me about, she was getting ready to get a surgery. And all I could see was the fibroids. And she came right back and told me when she went back to the doctor, it was fibroids. And all she could say is, look at Leah. I say what I say, and I'm usually accurate, Keandra. But if you put clear quartz with crystals that are good for sleep, it can amplify those crystals and cancel out that anxiety or insomnia. True. Chamomile and lavender tea. Thank you. Yes, you are so welcome, Lady Owl. Vita, yes, and raspberry leaf. Raspberry leaf is good too. I don't want to cancel that out. That's good too. Lika, Hermicura diamond will keep you up for 2 days. It can keep you up. Put some lavender essential oil or eucalyptus in your nose with a cotton swab before sleep, or any others you like. Maybe Lang Lang too. Lang Lang is good. I love Lang Lang. And you can put Lang Lang in the oil, like a hair oil for you that you want to put on your hair. You can put Lang Lang in there and just allow it to sit. It is so good for hair growth. Yoni steams are great for fibroids. Yes, yes. You know, I have not been. I haven't done my yoni steam in a while, but I got a lot of the herbs for it, and I'm just waiting to do them. But they're so good. Yoni steams are good, but it was something that this young lady said she takes. It's like a pill or something, and she said she passed the fibroid out through her yoni. She's not on here tonight, but it passed through her yoni. Good, are you laughing? So, is there any other questions, guys? I miss these lives. I need to do a yoni steam too. It's been months. Yes, it's been a while for me, but I got the herbs and everything. I haven't done it in a while. I haven't, but they are very good to do. People don't realize it's almost it's a cleansing down there. It helps. Don't burn yourself, but the steam, but it really is a good thing to do. It's a part of cleansing ourselves and keeping ourselves cleansed. It alkalizes our energy. Yoni steams are great. Okay. Do you have an Etsy store? I do have an Etsy store. I have it in one of the descriptions. Kiki, could you please put it in for her for Karma? The Etsy shop for me. What do you do? What do you do to stay grounded? You really want to know? What I do to stay grounded is every morning I wake, I thank Spirit, I thank Source. I thank Source every morning for waking me up with a sound mind, for breath to breathe. I thank Source, and this is it's like a ritual. When I do face rituals. Everything that I do to stay grounded, I'm telling you, I do face rituals. And when I do them, when I cleanse my face, even when I put on my moisturizer, I say things like, I am beautiful. I am strong. I am a goddess. I am the head and not the tail. I am prosperous. Everything comes to me quickly. I attract money. I attract good, positive relationships. And speak on definitely a sound mind. One second. Back in the day, it was called sit on a pot or bucket. Oh, you talking about the yoni steam? Yeah, yeah. And I also it's when you want to stay grounded, sometimes I stay away from negativity. I watch people. I don't go everywhere I'm led to go. I don't go. Certain phone calls, if I'm not led to answer, I don't answer. If certain text, same thing. It's how you keep your mind right. It's how you keep your mind right. And you stabilize yourself by creating good habits. And anything that you know is toxic towards you, you stay away from. That is a continuous thing that you do day by day. And that's why I like to say not day to day, second by second. Because in the twinkle of an eye, you can flip because somebody said something the wrong thing to you. So every second by second, you must stay stable. So start off in the mornings and you just thank Source for a sound mind, a clear and pure heart. And if there's anything in you that needs to surface for you to deal with, ask Spirit to show you. Accept it, make it right, and move forward. Trust me. And I wear crystals, I wear my ankh, stuff like that. I wear crystals around my wrists and stuff like that, you know. But I keep this one on at all times. Even when I take off all the other ones, I keep on my evil eye with the red on my left hand. I keep this on. I never take that off. Yes, I give thanks every day and read Psalms 23. It does help. It does help. 91 Psalms help. You know, Psalms is the book of spells. It has a lot of stuff in there. Once you get the book of Psalms, it is hard to come out of it because it's so much. Now, in the book of wisdom is Proverbs. I like Proverbs as well. There's just like Priestess, we always tell y'all sometimes you have to reword it the correct way in order for you to, you speak positivity and you speak certain things, because a lot of it was taken out of context and rewritten. And it was also, for it to keep you enslaved. So what you have to do is know how to decode it. But Psalms and Proverbs are two of my favorite books. I have a lot of other ones too, because I was a prophet in two ministries. So I do have some stuff in the New Testament I like to go into, which, that's another story, because some of the stuff in the New Testament is actually in the Old Testament. So I love the Old Testament. I stayed in the Old Testament a lot. Okay. The book of power of the Psalms is wonderful. Yes, that blue book of power. Listen, that was one of the first books I got. It is a good book. I got it upstairs. Anne Riva. Yes, yes. And it's full of the Psalms from 1 all the way to how many Psalms it is. It has it in there. And it also has a little dictionary in there when you're talking about your finances, when you're talking about enemies, when you're talking about certain things. You can look it up and it'll tell you exactly what Psalms to go to what. And then you take that and you word it the way because sometimes you got to put your name in there. Sometimes you got to put the person's name in there. It is the book of spells. I'm trying to move out of Psalms, but Psalms is easiest to decode. Yes, but go into some of the Proverbs. I can guarantee you there's some in there that you would like. Try some of Proverbs. Some of them. You may see some that you kind of resonate with. She posted the Etsy shop. I think who was asking? Becky? When somebody was asking. She posted the Etsy shop. Protection in your home, embedding others to your will. All sorts in that book. Oh yes. Oh yes. It's in there. I would check out Proverbs. Yeah, check out Proverbs. There's some good stuff in there. One of my favorite proverbs is, a wise woman buildeth her house, and a fool plucketh it down with her hands. And I also like that scripture I told you about, be as wise as a serpent, but as humble as a dove. That is a good one as well. There's a lot of stuff in there as well that you can use. I found it on the channel, but section, thank you. I found it on the channel, about section. Oh, she found it. Karma found it. And let me see. It's another one too. There's some stuff in Ecclesiastes. There's some stuff in there, but there's a lot of them that you can go in and decode. But Psalms is the most easiest one to decode. Wise as a serpent and humble as a dove. Yes, yes. Because see, people don't realize serpents are very wise. I had a young lady tell me one time, she was like, she had a dream about a cobra, and her mother told her that that was somebody not for her. But you know, they use cobras in the Kemet. They use cobras. They use cobras in the Kemet, and it represents the opening of the pineal gland. That's what it represents. Snakes represents, when I used to dream about them, it depends on the situation that you're having the dream pertaining to. But there was one time a snake that dropped out of a tree and it wrapped itself around me and bit itself. This was someone that was in my circle. This was someone in my circle. And I would always have snake dreams when she was about to come into my cipher. And I'm telling you, the feds bust her house in with her and her husband, and I happened not to be there. They found keys. They found keys and keys and keys of drugs. They had over $1 million bonds. And Spirit had me to pull up when they were taking their tail out. That's when I pulled up. It was already gone. They were watching me come in and out this house for months. They had everything on me, which was nothing. I had no priors. They had everything on me. When I went there, they had done pull my name and everything, but couldn't find anything on me. But they were watching me for months. And it just so happened, soon as I pulled up, feds had already took them. They had indictments. They've been watching them for months. And this is a very close relative of mine. And I'm telling you, it's like this. Don't take it lightly when you see certain things, but it's not always bad, because snakes also represent rebirth. It also represents, yes, a shedding. You see, it just depends on the context that you are seeing it. Because for so many years, we grew up and we heard that snakes mean enemy. Now, there was once when I was in elementary school, because like I tell you, I always saw dreams and visions. I had this dream. It was this snake and it was just chasing me. It was chasing me. And I chopped the head off of it. I used to run from it in the same dream. But then I began to I chopped the head of it. And it was not too long after one that I have the snake dreams about all the time. One time she came into my cipher and it was a two-headed snake came up. It had two heads. And so I called this Obia woman, and she used to interpret dreams. She's my daughter's father's family. And she interpreted dreams. And she said, baby, why you keep having all of these dreams? She said, change your surrounding. And I guarantee you it'll stop. When I changed my surrounding from being with that same relative, all of the snake dreams stopped. And I loved snakes because I used to pick them up. I used to let them wrap around me. My cousin would come down from Atlanta and he had big boa constrictors, one on this arm and one on this arm. And I was one of them. He would always just say, Leah, come get this. And he knew I wasn't afraid. I would pick them up. But it's just the way that they were wise. They were wise, but they were an enemy to me. You see? And so I was getting these dreams and visions about her. and the situation or anybody else that came into my cipher. Once I shift that and started, going about my business, I had no more trouble. And these girls was going back and forth. Like I said, prison and everything. But my guides protected me at all times. Yes, they are calculated creatures. The book of Isaiah is a good one too. And Jeremiah. I love Jeremiah. I love the scripture about the time and place to do things. I asked my ancestors for messages and I landed on that time, a time to eat, a time to sleep, a time. So you're talking about Ecclesiastes. There's nothing new under the sun. Ecclesiastes. Vita, what does it mean when you dream that an ex is trying to physically hold on to you, hold me on or my hands, then try to kiss me, and I put my head down? Why I felt my head buried in my damn pillow. So in the dream, so he was trying to pretty much push himself on you, but you don't want that. So if he hasn't tried to come back, you may want to look for that. You may want to look, because we're in a season now where old relationships, old exes, old things that have not really been settled are coming back to surface. They're coming back to surface. So even though you don't want that person, you're going to see that person surface. They're going to surface. And your dreams are telling you that. What about dream about bats chasing you? Now, you think about a bat and what it represents. Sometimes we have to put our dreams together, kind of piece by piece it, and just kind of pay attention to certain things. What do they represent? What does a bat represent? Because they can see in darkness. They're nocturnal. They can transform. They can transform. But what I'm hearing spirits say is it's not just a bat chasing you. It's some things that you haven't situated in your life. And it's almost like it's coming in the form of bats chasing you, but it's stuff that you have to deal with. You have to deal with them. And once you have dealt with these things, you won't see those bats chasing you anymore. But it's things that you have to life. Once you do that, it's smooth sailing. Because there's some things you've been asking Spirit to show you. And it's coming in that kind of form where bats are chasing you. But there are some things that you know that you have to shift. If he tries to come back, I feel real sorry for him. I know you don't want him. I feel sorry for him too. Also, remote viewing started last year. I asked Papa to let me see it. Okay, see it. It stopped for a while, but it has started again. I am popping up all over the damn place. You said you popping up all over the place. Are you astral traveling? What you mean? Yes, I couldn't remember the name. That's a good one. Bats. I would be shadow work, then transformation. Thank you. Yes. Shadow work and then transform. Okay, so in your dreams, you said you started remote viewing. So you're in your dreams and you're seeing stuff in your dreams happening. Let me know what you mean. In my dreams. Let me know what you mean. Okay, so if I started back again, okay. One time I just appeared on the London Underground. I never traveled to London. I just fell onto a train. Yeah, so it's a form of it's a form of traveling. It's a form of traveling that you're doing. It's a form of traveling because like I told my daughter, I was laying in my bed and I knew I was laying in my bed, but I felt this energy come into the room and I got back into my body. My eyes flew wide open. I was astral traveling. I've always astral traveled. I don't know where I was that night, but I've always astral traveled. Everybody travels differently. Sometimes you can see things in a dream and it's so real. It's almost like you were there. Sometimes you are. Okay. I dream I am having a conversation with someone, but it's like I am seeing the conversation through their eyes. And that's how it is sometimes. That's exactly how it is sometimes. And sometimes those conversations end up happening just the way you saw it in the dream. It's almost like a form of deja vu, but it actually happens in the natural. I was told I will see the past and the future. And you can very well see the past and the future. Some things you know when it's the past because of the time frame where you're seeing it in. And then you'll know when it's the future as well because it's not actual present as the way it is. You know, like one young lady told me she saw me getting married, but my locks were short. So she saw something from the past that was supposed to probably take place, but it didn't. And I'm probably thinking goddess right now that it didn't. So, but she dreamt like that. She said she had a dream about a car that I used to have parked outside, but I don't have it anymore. And she had the dream probably recently, but I don't even have the car anymore. So you can see things in the present, past, and the future. And when you're seeing things, Vita, start writing stuff down. Start journaling everything. I cannot wait to be able to travel backwards. I see the future at the moment. Okay. Write everything down. Everything that you see. Make sure you start to write it down. Because it's very important. Everything that you see. I had a friend once. She dreamed about this wave that was so high. It was high above buildings. And that same year, we had that tsunami. The tsunami happened. I just get gut feelings about things. Sometimes I speak, but I do not know where it is coming from. Write it down because it's messages. And sometimes, see, that's probably the way spirit uses you. Yeah, that's probably the way spirit is using you. So start writing things down, even when you know you didn't think something, but it's coming out of your mouth. Remember to write it down because you don't want it to escape your memory. But you're getting messages this way. This is the way spirit is choosing to use you, one of your gifts. Communicate information to others. Yeah, yeah. You know, you can be the type, see, everybody has different giftings, but you can be the type to see things in future events and you can put it together in a book. And that's your book. You are so welcome. But you're supposed to write a book, Evita. So write things down and you'll put these things together and get your book started. Ashe. And Lika says, I'm a dreamer, but I need a break. You need a break from dreaming? But see, be careful what you wish for. Because if you stop dreaming, then it's going to come to a place where you be like, dang, I wish, how come I'm not getting any messages? I don't see anything anymore. Where's my dreams? This is how I got my answers. Yes. Yes, it will be successful, honey. Yes, it will be successful. Write your things down and get your book together. And okay, Lika says yes. It's Lika is the way that you get your messages and you get your insight. Let me see, Lady Owl. LOL, I have been dreaming of certain nomad and it's irritating in the dream of how they help. You said it's irritating of how they help? Dreaming of a certain nomad and it's irritating in the dream of how they help. It might be irritating, but if it's helping you. And Vita says, I was told I will write a book over 13 years ago. Oh, you got your confirmation again, honey. You got your confirmation again. Karma says, I need my dreams to be more vivid. That's how spirit communicates with me primarily. Okay, so you've been getting some dreams, but they haven't been vivid. Try drinking some mugwort before bed. Try drinking some mugwort and see how that works for you. And Lika, I just need a little small break. So you know what? You ask spirit. You tell spirit that you are grateful of your dreams and you are grateful that that's how spirit communicates with you. But can you please get a little break from the dreams just for a while? And you're going straight to source with this and asking just for a small break. Because it's starting to mess with your mind, I'm hearing. It's starting to mess with your mind a little bit. And it gets a little annoying because you're seeing things you don't want to. Try that, just straight to spirit. Try go straight to spirit. Blue salicite as well. Yeah. If my daughter Kiki, if you still on here, vivid. It's another one too. But you mean blue calcite. Blue calcite is a good crystal. Blue calcite. You are so welcome, Karma. You can try blue calcite. Sleep with the blue calcite, but then you can try some mugwort. Now, if it doesn't take effect the first night, try it more than one night. Some mugwort tea. Yes, it is tough being someone who sees very tough. I had a woman in a church tell me one time, she put her hands on my head and she activated something, but she put her hands on my head and she said, you see, now receive it. Because I used to run from stuff I see. I would walk an hour a day. And I turned around and I could see with my eyes wide open a spirit run through the woods. It was walking like this behind me. That I saw it and it ran. I literally see things with my eyes wide open. I see things with my eyes not wide open. When I dream, if it's a reoccurring dream of the same thing over and over, it's coming quick. It's coming quick. And let me tell you something about that. When you're a seer, you can't tell what you see to everybody. Everybody won't accept it. Everybody wouldn't appreciate what you see. And when spirit shows you things, it's because spirit can trust you. Spirit feels and knows that it can trust you. So it shows you things. Spirit tells you things. Source gives you downloads because you can be trusted with them. So if you're not led to tell certain people certain things, don't do it. Because for one, they can discredit what you see. Because they may not be a believer of it. And so you cannot tell everybody what you see when you see it. I'm waiting to move. It's the energy I'm around. Okay. And so you're seeing stuff around where you are. Okay. My phone won't let me type properly. It's the connection. It's the connection, guys. When we start channeling, y'all, I want y'all to remember this. If you don't remember anything else, I am a true believer in spirit. I will channel anything that spirit gives me to give to you guys. I'm going to give it to you plain and raw. And sometimes other spirits don't like that. They will mess with the connection. They'll mess with the connection on this computer. They'll mess with the connection on your phone. It's not no technical difficulties. It is spirit messing with the connection. Trust me. It's like they hide or disappear just as I'm about to approach, especially in my garden. Example, they will harvest my garden, but never show their face or front of their body just as they go over the hill. But you see them with your eyes wide open. Okay, baby, love you too. Olivia said exactly. Vita Kalisha, no, you can't. I talk to limited people about it. Not everybody understands speaking to past loved ones and angels and demons. Oh, they're not going to understand that. And y'all know I do deceased loved one readings. And some of the stuff that comes out of some of those, and people be like, yeah, well, yeah, because you couldn't have never known that. It's some little things that come out. You know, they didn't have to tell me anything. The spirit came through. The past loved one, the deceased, told me certain things just to give them the initiative to let them know. Yeah, we saw that, or yeah, we know. One young lady, she told me to ask her mother. Her mother had passed on. If her mother had tried to push her down in the shower. And I was like, okay. So the mother said, tell her, no, I didn't try to push her down in the shower. Now she's going to try to probably blame me for her tripping up in the hospital. I'm tripping up earlier today. And she told me, she said, Leah, oh my gosh, that's my mama. How would you know that I tripped up 4 times in the hospital today? Just walking. Yeah. They would think you're crazy. That's why there's people like us that come together and your vibe attracts your tribe. And when you tell me something, I ain't going to think you're crazy because I know what I've seen. But now there are some people that are mentally challenged, but your spirit will pick it up right away. If it's something, you know, like if the mall open but ain't nobody shopping, the escalator ain't going all the way up, your mind will tell you that. Your spirit will tell you if that's something, If they're right outside, butt naked, and said spirit tell them to do that, then that's a mental issue. Yeah, I took that last one hard. I couldn't tell my friend her son was going to pass. That's hard. That is very hard. But you saw it happen before it did happen. And the only thing you could have really do is really pray for him. Because it depends on the certain conditions. Lady Owl laughing at me. It's depending on certain conditions if if it can be salvaged. If it can't be salvaged, then it's because it's their time has come. It's not no angel of death hovering over them, but it's their time to go on. It came for a short time. And when they pass on, then there's something that they can do for her on the other side. Even it's a hard thing to do, to tell people, when they're going to pass, or somebody's going to pass. I've seen people death before it happened, sometimes 6 years before it happened. My own sister, it happened 6 years before it happened. So it's been 1 year today since my daddy passed. Oh, today? My father passed in February of 2011. So February 2011 or January, one of them. And my mother passed in June of 2010. It was like 6.5 months within each other. And my sister was like 47, the same one I'm telling you about. I saw her death before it happened. She passed away in 2012. So it was 2010, 2011, 2012. Back to back. Boom, boom, boom. 3 years. Deaths. Okay. Her mother would not push her over. She would laugh at her clumsy. And when I told her, the mother said, no, she clumsy. Her ass is clumsy. She bust out of laughing because she said that is her mom all the way. She said, Leah, that's my mama all the way. I said, yeah. But another one of my ex-co-workers told her to contact me because she knew that, I was a medium. Okay. Yeah, I knew it was time. Yeah, it was time, baby. But it's still hard. It's still hard. Did you tell your sister? I told my sister how I saw her in the dream, and she told me, she asked me, she said, well, did I die? And I said, no, but you want to die. She said, yeah, I want to die. And I said, well, let me tell you, Spirit said that you are not going to die until it's time. 6 years later, she changed her whole life. She stopped drinking. She stopped doing all kind of stuff. She got into the Bible more and stuff like that. But that was her way of shifting and changing. And when she passed on, just like I said in the dream, my sister was a real heavy woman. And in the dream, we couldn't find anything to fit her. And so she was going through like a garage sale. She was picking up clothes and nothing could fit her. And by the time she passed away, they had to cut her out of her trailer. She had gotten so big, and she had gotten big and wasn't even eating that much anymore. But her body weight, the water had already just like tripled or something. She had sleep apnea. She had congestive heart failure. She had lipodemas in her legs, would form blood clots and all kind of stuff. And when she passed, they had to specially make her one of my relatives especially made something for her to wear because there was nothing that could fit her. But it happened 6 years later. Most people in my family, if I have a dream about them and I go to tell them a dream, they'll tell me they want to hear it because they know it's coming. Try to take it easy. Huh? It's been a year. Yes. Since her dad passed. Well, I know how that feels. I can tell you that, Sandra. I do know how that feels. So, like she said, sorry for your loss. I do say that too. I do say that too. But he is not that far away. He is not that far away. Believe me when I tell you that, honey. So, okay. What do you feel about people passing on the same day? My my grandfather, grandmother, and father all passed on the same day in different years. Oh, wow. So they came back for each other every year on the same day. They came back for each other. Was your grandmother, grandfather, were they married? Your grandfather and your mother and your father? Yeah, they came back for each other on the same day. 3 years. And the one that came for the next one, the one that passed that year was ready to go because they couldn't take them unless they wouldn't just pass on if it wasn't time. They were ready to go. They were ready to release and go with it. Go with this because I'm here with your mother and your father. Mm. Which one passed first, your mother or your father? Your mother. She said, "Thank you, Vita. Thank you, ladies. You are so welcome, baby." That's Yeah, your mother. Your mother came back for him. They do that. Is that why when my grand aunt passed, my uncle saw his mother in the window of the house they used to live in? They used to live across the street from each other. Oh yeah, they do that. They do that. She had breathing issues with asthma and she passed from that. And my father developed lung cancer. You know, what I was hearing is she gave him some time. Okay, she gave him some time. But when she saw him not, he wasn't taking care of himself like he should. And she came back for him. She came back for him. Because she never really left. She transitioned, but she was always around him. And he used to see her in dreams too. When she thought it was dreams, but she used to be right there. And watch over you too. And if you want more detail, you can get you can contact me for a deceased loved one reading. It's on my website. I think y'all all have my website. I'll put it in there. But they're here with you. And just to let you guys know, FYI, when you do contact me for readings, when you go to click on the reading that you want, also and coordinate, also click on the advisory because all of the times that I do readings, there's always advisory that comes through at the same time for things for y'all to do. Some people get advised to go to graveyard. Some people get advised to make things or have me make them. There's a lot of stuff that comes through. So besides the reading, also click on the spiritual advisory as well. Well, I appreciate you too. I certainly do appreciate all of you guys. And I did miss you guys, really. Now, we've been on here for 2 hours. Is there any other questions before we end the live tonight? And y'all, don't kill me. I am going to try to do it more. I just missed my laptop. I'm going to work on getting it fixed. Yeah, they have to get a part for it. There's a certain part they have to order for it. And I'll be back and running. But sometimes I might just do it on my cell phone just to pop on here. But see, I try to do it late because a lot of you are in the West Coast, you know, and like I think Lady I think she's like in the UK or somebody's in the UK. And so I try to do it late so I can catch you guys. It's also in about section. Just click on link website and we'll take you all directly. Okay. Thank you, daughter Olivia. I had a weird experience. What experience was that, Jody? Please don't tell me a succubus been on top of you and all kind of stuff like that. That's not weird. That's just let me be quiet. My house was on fire at 3 a.m. Was this recently? It just happened? It just caught on fire? Or you have altars and stuff in there? Oh, it was in a dream. It was in the dream. Oh. Are you married? Wait. You dreamed your house, or you were in your house and it caught on fire and you jumped up. And the fire, it just happened? It just appeared? What deities do you work with? What deities do you work with? Or did you have statues or anything up in your house or anything like that? Because we've seen stuff like that happen before. It just caught on fire. Okay, it just caught on fire. And there was no electrical, no nothing. It just caught on fire. Because what I'm hearing is if there was no electrical or no arson, then that is something else. If it wasn't no arson, if it wasn't no arson and it wasn't no wires that caused that fire, that's what I was about to say. Someone did it. Arson. It was arson. It was arson. It was someone did it. And what I'm hearing is they've been trying to do things to you like voodoo and witchcraft, and it wasn't working. So they set your house on fire. They set your house on fire on purpose. No. Somebody did that. Somebody did that. Was everyone okay? You jumped out of your sleep. Was everyone else okay in the house, or you were alone? Yeah. Somebody did that on purpose. Yeah, somebody was trying to do you harm. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, you got some haters. You got some haters. The last time I was on your live, this happened since the last time? You said you saw lots of blackbirds. Yeah, I one of my totems are crows. They're crows. They come with messages, and usually they're protective. But have you seen birds as well, Jody? Have you been seeing blackbirds? I'm so glad you're okay. Yeah, I'm glad they're okay as well. I was asking about blackbird I saw. Was it a crow or a raven? Because they come usually with messages. And blackbirds, they all mean something different. Now you can go into Google or DuckDuckGo, and you can look up the spiritual meaning. It was on your step. Okay, so that's a message. They got a message for you. I would look out for a message from spirit. And messages can come through colors, through numbers. You already saw the black bird, so it was dead. Oh wow! See, you getting a lot of stuff going on over there. It was a dead bird. Yeah, it means something else. I'm thinking, I'm sitting here like, oh, he got a, yeah, that's something else. This was at least a month ago before the fire. Okay, so this was a message probably about this fire, and it was dead. You got some haters over there, jealous of you. I'm hearing jealous. Watch your surroundings. Watch your surroundings and be real careful of your inner circle. Because sometimes you gotta watch your inner circle. That is strange, yeah. Be watchful of your inner circle. You special and you gotta be careful. They've been following me, and Layla, especially in the morning or afternoon when I walk to her bus stop, or I've been hearing them caw outside while I work. Well, it was one of my spirit animals. And when they caw, that that's a form, they have a message. Be careful. You have to start, and daughter, I don't know if I asked you this before, but you need to start praying over her before she leave the house. Cover her. Cover her before she leave the house. And you get the blessed oil and you anoint her before she goes to that school. Every morning. Every morning. Because I feel like we are going to start, as parents, we're going to start homeschooling. I have my son homeschooling. He was determined. He didn't want to. He was 13. He didn't want to go back into the school building either. He was like, he's not going to keep a mask on for 8 hours a day, and he don't want to be exposed to COVID. And so I put him on an online school, and it's accredited and everything. I put him there. I have to be here with him. So if I get something to do, I have to do it at night, like third shift or something. Let me see. You need to cleanse. Spiritual bath time. Use agrimony. Agrimony is good. I need to get some more. I stay by myself. Okay, you stay by yourself. But you still got somebody jealous of you. Oh yeah. You do some spiritual baths. Like she said, start doing some spiritual baths and cleanse the house, cleanse your place. And It's not your family. It's somebody close that has some kind of jealousy. That's all I keep hearing is that some kind of jealousy for you. But it's not the people. You don't hang out. But is it anybody that knows? I mean, it's somebody, but it's not your children. But somebody is envious of you. It can be you you have a spouse, right? You have a spouse. Did you say yes or no to? I think I asked you that earlier. Somebody is jealous. And I can guarantee you, if it's not you, it's if you have a spouse, yeah, you got a spouse. Somebody's jealous of you. Very envious. Yeah, very. Start putting up some protection around your house. It's Malkuf Ved Gebura V Gabula. Now you have to Amunet, you have to do the different sides, or you could just speak it until you learn how to cover yourself. Ate and Malkuf is the ground. Vea, Gebora, Gedula, Yalam, Amunet. I don't even know all of it yet. Priestess, sometimes I go back and watch the video so I can get the hand all of the. But I mean, all you gotta do is think about the Kabbalah. Think about the Kabbalah, and then you just go like that, and then you cross your leg. I mean, cross right here, and then and then here, and then you on that. Can you show the action for that, please, Goddess? Yeah. So you're going to go up here, and then you go over here, and then you're going to go over here, and then you do the sides, and then you come back to Amunet. That breaking people are crazy. It does work. And you can just do the cross. You can do the cross with the Kabbalah. You can do the cross with the Kabbalah with that because it doesn't, because when you do Vite, I mean, Ate, Ve, Gabora, it doesn't give every last sphere. So you can still do the cross. You be watching it too? Yeah, I'm still trying to get it. Why is it so easy for people to do witchcraft and other senseless things? It's the heart of the person, because you can come up with the old remedy from your great grandmother, and people will call it witchcraft. But it's the heart of the person to do things, and it's the reason why they're doing it. This person, I mean, Jody has someone that is jealous. I mean, envious, and it can come through the spouse. And sometimes people want what you have. They do stuff, and they can send you things. And if they are dark and evil, they send in dark and evil things to you to cause to happen and cause havoc in your life. And that's why when you begin to cover yourself, you can send these things back. You start to send them back. And when you start to feel a heaviness around you, and you know good and well, like, I'm not doing anything or whatever, you start feeling this heaviness, start sending things back. Because I can guarantee you the heaviness isn't there for no reason. Start sending stuff back to the senders. no matter who it is. They had a young lady that did a YouTube video who said, you got to be careful about sending stuff back because that person you send it to can be protected, blah, blah, blah. Well, you send it to me so I can send it back to you. I don't care who your protection is or what your protection is. You ain't going to just send stuff to me and then I'm going to take it. I'm going to send it back. Because see, the closer you are to spirit, you begin to feel things. You can feel stuff being sent to you because it's almost like you are the target and they're sending bullseyes. They're sending arrows to you. So you're able to pick it up. You'll be able to sense it. And when you know it's not, because when you feel something coming that's good, it's just something in you that's happy. And you know it's something great coming. Whoo! And you can't wait to see it. But when it's something negative, you feel stuff. Sometimes you can feel little pricks. And I'm being honest, you can feel little pricks. Sometimes you can feel a heaviness. You can feel headaches. You had a headache 2 minutes ago. Where'd that come from? Oh, yeah. Let me see. Well, you read my mind and did the actions already. Why is it so easy for people? Oh, what was that? I don't think it's easy. People like to throw that word out there, but alchemy is a gift. Not everyone can do what we do. Not everyone can do what we do. It's so true. Okay, Jody, how do you send things back? I send things back like this. I like to work with fire. So I sometimes get candles and I get something sharp and I will stick it in the wax. And this is what I say when I stick it in the wax. And you can come back and record. Pause it and get it, or you can write it down. But I said, I send back to my enemies, known and unknown, 100-fold. Every evil, misfortune, spell, hex, or curse sent to me and my seeds, my children and my children's children, and so forth. And I repeat it over and over and over as I'm sticking the sharp stuff in the candle wax. And I'm sending it back. And then I set it down for a minute. I write down a petition again. I send back to my enemies, known and unknown, 100-fold, every evil, misfortune, spell, hex, or curse sent to me and my children and my children's children, and so forth. And I light the wick. I light the wick. I get that too. Sometimes I get the headache, and that's when I know, like if it's a abruptive headache out of the blue, and I'm like, and I'll sit right there. I'll sit right there and massage my temple, and I'll say, I send back to my enemies, known and unknown, 100-fold every evil, misfortune, spell, hex, or curse sent to me, my children, my children's children, and so forth. And I repeat it again and again and again and again. And then I said, Ashe, as I will it, so shall I be. As I will it, so mote it be. And I seal it. When I say so mote it be or Ashe, I don't think about it no more. Remove from me and mine. Return to yours and yours. Yep, that's a good one too. That's a good one too. But you repeat it again and again. And I use the candle because, it's a form of fire. I still use my incense and stuff like that because I set up things with all 4 elements. So I use the incense for air, a glass of water for spirit, and I put a crystal up there, and I put the fire is the candle. And when you guys do, I do dress candles and stuff too. But when you do your candles, watch too much oil. Don't put too much oil in it because it will keep the flame low for a long time, you know. So try not to put too much oil in it, but you don't want to put too little either because it kind of helps when you're putting herbs in there. But yes, repeat it again and again. And then if you have small children, you make sure you speak and pray the 23rd Psalms over them, or 91 Psalm. You repeat that over them when they sleep, and keep protection over your children and your spouse. And your spouse. And you speak it over your spouse. If so and so is bringing any energies in here that should not be, then I set up boundaries of protection over me and my family. And you speak it over them as well, because sometimes it's through them, to be honest. Where can we pull out candles? Where can we pull out candles? You say where? Where can you pull out candles? What do you mean? What you mean, Lady Owl? Did I pause up again? Smoke your place out with sulfur. You can do that too. Or you can sage it. You can buy candles at your local Botanica, or you can get it on my Etsy shop. And let me know in the description what you want the candle to do. What kind of candle you want, what you want it to do. And I'll get that type of candle and dress it for you. Yeah, sulfur is strong. Real strong. If you want, Palo Santo is good. Palo Santo is actually like it kind of amplifies if you it's good. It goes out fast though, but I do like the I'll sage out the whole house. I'll smoke that bad boy out. They would have to open up the windows from the sage. But I use Palo Santo too because it's more like it's like an energizer. It's like an amplifier. You're welcome, Lady Owl. Yes, it does go out quick. I like sage too, yes. And I find something, I put the sage in something and I will let it smoke out the whole house. If it's that bad, if I feel like it's something that bad, or if someone came to visit and I know they dropped some stuff when they're here, I will smoke that bad boy out and open the doors and the windows because the house is smoky. Let me see. Yes, it's strong. It will break up that evilness in the air or whatever. Yeah, because when it's something real thick, you want something real strong to smoke out. And dragon's blood. Nine Chapel. Yep, Vita got it. Nine Chapel incense is good too. Don't do the moldavite. That is a amplifier. So if it's evil in there, so you don't want to amplify that. But after you already speak it out and smoke it out, cleanse it out and everything, you can burn your moldavite then. But they got Palo Santo incense also, which is real good. And you know they got Palo Santo chips. I think you can burn the Palo Santo chips too, that and it stays lit longer than the actual wood. Okay, so I will look into where I can find some sulfur. That's good. I need to get some too. Burning garlic and sugar on the stove is good to do. You know what else? Cinnamon. Get cinnamon sticks. Cinnamon sticks also can bring forth uh, prosperity, but it also is of the fire element. Get some cinnamon sticks. You can put them cinnamon sticks in the water and boil it over the stove. And have your house smelling good too, but it will do some stuff. And bay leaves. Bay leaves can bring prosperity as well, but they are also for protection. Cinnamon is great for protection. Boil the cinnamon sticks right on your stove. I've been playing a 7-hour Psalms 91 at night for protection. Yeah. There's a lot of things that you can do. Also, you can get a clear, those share. Let me see. Do I have any here? I got the mojo. What I use to do the mojo bags, like the sachets. They have share ones. You can get the share ones instead. I use the velvet ones to make my sachets, but you want the share ones, and you line up some garlic, the whole garlics inside that red bag, the red bag, and you tie it and you put it over your door. That's another good thing for protection as well. Put that over your door. So you get the share bag, line up the garlic in it, and put it over the spirits don't like that. They don't like garlic and they don't like red. Some of them. Yeah, brimstone. My cousin keeps buying moldavite. She will lose a piece, replace it, and then find the piece she lost. She just brought earrings as well. I am concerned about the energies she encounters sometimes. Yeah, and then sometimes spirits be playing with her too, and that's when she can't find certain things because they done take it from her and hide it, and then they put and then replace it back, and then she already went and bought another one. But see, moldavite will screw you up if you are not careful of what you're doing. Moldavite is powerful, and I don't suggest anybody to play with that. To play with moldavite. Moldavite is no joke. No joke. My son had a piece of moldavite and he wasn't supposed to be working with no moldavite, and he ain't find that moldavite yet. That thing disappeared on him. Like completely gone. The moldavite is gone. You're welcome. Keeper, want to protect your lungs, but you will love it. Yeah. And that and devil strings. Devil strings. There's a lot, y'all, of different stuff that you can use for protection. A lot of stuff. And, with hoodoo, there's things just right in your house that you can use, stuff you can use right in your house. I hate when my crystals travel. I cannot find my kyanite. Your kyanite, you can't find it? Yeah. So, you guys, we are going on almost 3 hours on here, and it is 2:45 a.m. If every hearts and minds are clear, is there anything else you guys want to discuss before we end the live? And see, it be so good. That's why I said I need to do it more often. Nah, but I know it means I don't need it right now, so I won't replace it. It'll resurface. Sometimes it can just resurface. It's a possibility it'll just resurface. But sometimes it does disappear when you're not supposed to be completely. Sometimes it'll resurface when it's time for you to work with them. You know, I had a pendulum. Was it a moldavite? No, it was a labradorite pendulum. And I got a nice piece of labradorite in my room also. And the labradorite pendulum disappeared. And me and my son looked all over the place for it. And when I showed him where it was, like it just reappeared. And he was laughing because spirits will play with you like that too. They will be playful. It's a herb. It's good for a spiritual bath to remove evil. Hmm. There's so many things, y'all, that we can use to remove things in our spiritual baths. And it works. It works. But we must be protecting ourselves and paying attention to things around us. Well, I thank you all for tonight. I thank you all for being on here. I really love the energy. I loved our communion together. Thank you for your likes and your shares. Thank you for your subscriptions. She has fairies. Yep. And they can definitely be fairies. Definitely be fairies. And you are so welcome, Jody. Thank all of you. And I want y'all to continue to interact with each other. And see you again on the next live. Thank you all for your orders and your the readings and stuff, because I started doing this full time. So I thank you all for your support. I just found my glasses. I had everyone. Wow. Thank you. Thank you all. You as well. Love you all. Mwah. And I will see y'all in the next live. Okay? And thank you again for your likes, your shares, and your subscriptions. Mwah. Love you all. Have a good night. Well, good morning. Love you too. Love you too, Vida.